Conference is expected to create an opportunity for the divisions to discuss various aspects in which crime detection methods may be improved. Our reporter, Patricia Fisaki, is there covering the conference for us. A very good morning to you, Patricia. What's happening where you are?
Well, good morning. It is a beautiful day here in Erasmia, just outside Pretoria, as of course we're enjoying the heat of spring. And the men and women in blue, of course, the police officers are gathered here to look at better measures, not only to protect themselves, but also to better and effectively fight crime in South Africa. So let's get straight into what they'll be focusing on. And right now I am, of course, joined by Lieutenant General Jacob Tsumani, who will tell us more about the program that will be unfolding here for the next 3 days. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Just go straight into what is SAPS focusing on. Of course, September is officially declared Police Safety Month. What are you focusing on this year?
In a quest to go to save South Africa by the South African Police Service, the National Commissioner, and then came with the plan, and we call it a strategic vision for 5 years. Who should be implementing this strategic vision? There are 5 programs, and one of them is a crime detection. Crime detection includes crime intelligence, forensic services, and detectives. This conference today is sitting here, coming together here to come up with plans, to come up with programs, strategies, policies, instruction orders that seeks to dovetail into the plan of the National Commissioner at the South African Police Service vision. We will be revisiting our policies, we will be revisiting our instruction, but key also is to make sure that we reposition crime detection for excellence within the value chain of the South African Police Service. There's a service delivery line that also talks to this. And within that service delivery line value chain, crime detection plays a very important role, hence this conference today.
And how does that link up to the 24-hour and is it 72-hour turnaround strategy that SAPS is embarking on in terms of actually napping criminals before they get away and so forth? We heard the police minister, Bekele, yesterday again highlighting that, and he was emphasizing that it's part of how SAPS is actually turning the tide on police killings in the country.
Remember, I spoke about the crime detection. Crime detection are those people that are reactive. It's not crime prevention, but they are reactive in nature. But at the center of crime detection is your crime intelligence, and they normally deal with very complicated cases. Those cases that are very complicated in nature and very organized. Now, crime detection also seeks to ensure that crime intelligence implements what you call unconventional methodology and methods to make sure that they understand the thinking of the criminals, they intercept them, and they act with precision, and they are very predictive. So that's why crime intelligence is at the center of everything that we are doing now. This conference seeks to synergize the synergy between detectives, intelligence, as well as forensics. They are key to the South African Police Service for us to be able to make sure that South Africa is safe. Hence, this conference would come with resolutions that would say to the National Commissioner, to the nation, we are now ready as a reactive components of the South African Police Service to make sure that we, the 24 hours issue, the 72 hours issue, we are at the center of that, and we should not be found wanting. We must make sure that the criminals are being caught and criminals are being intercepted as well.
Okay. Yesterday's ceremony, now it is, I think, a sigh of relief for the country to see less and less police officers gunned down by criminals. And really, I think everybody is standing behind the SAPS right now and congratulating the police force for actually reaching the success point of reducing the number. 5 years ago, you were standing at about 84 police officers that were gunned down, and yesterday that number has been crushed down to 29. So it is still a high number, as you put it yesterday. One death is one too many. So at this gathering, what is your plan to further reduce that number and perhaps even get it to a zero death toll among the police being killed by criminals?
At the center of also what we'll be doing here, one of the issues that we'll be arriving at as a resolution is to make sure that when a police officer has been killed, all our resources will go down then, they will deploy, and we'll make sure that we understand what happened, and we'll make sure that that person is being brought to book as soon as is yesterday. But what I can say also is that we really appreciate it, that also the community forms part of the intelligence, because you cannot have intelligence without communities. That's why we are trying to do as well, to come nearer to the community so that we can get information that will assist us in getting these criminals. Why the number has gone down, a lot of other issues, but I want to talk about the crime detection part of it. Crime intelligence as well has been at the center of the reduction of the killing of police officers. I am not going to divulge why I'm saying that, because it is very secretive in nature. You can't talk about what crime intelligence actually is doing tactically, but I'm saying crime intelligence has done a wonderful job, and we are still turning the situation around. This country will see a crime detection that is very ready to do its work, and it will be on top of the situation at all times to make sure that when you kill the police officer, you are indirectly attacking the state, and we cannot allow criminals to attack the state. Attacking the police officer, you are taking the organ of the state. That is very key, and that conference will declare on that one as well.
Let's talk about the integrity and credibility of the police that often come under scrutiny and lead to a point where the public loses confidence in the police. What will be done to correct that misperception, perhaps, that exists in the public domain, that police officers are not following the law, they are a law unto themselves, and sometimes they are the ones who actually turn on the public themselves? I mean, take the TUT incident that is currently making headlines, where police are standing accused of having gunned down one of the students using live ammunition during a protest. What are you doing to correct that image and to really teach your police officers on how to deal with the public and really give a prudent and credible service to the people of South Africa?
From time to time during our quarterly sessions, we speak about the way in which we are treating our communities. We are here to serve. We are the servants of the people. And if some of us are making mistakes, are being called to order, and there are steps that have been taken. But I just want to hasten to say, it's a drop in the ocean in terms of discipline. Most of the members of the South African Police Service, plus minus 200,000, few of them indeed leaves much to be desired in terms of discipline. But the overall picture of the South African Police Service members, they're good members, willing members, committed members. Hence, even at this conference on Wednesday night, we'll be awarding some of people that were excellent in their area of specialization and area of operation as well. So we'll be awarding them because they've done so well. So yes, indeed, we're having some few people that are really not doing well, not treating our communities well, and that we condemn. And also here, we will be coming up with a methodology that will seek to enhance communication between clients and ourselves as detectives, because that is lacking. So one of the resolutions will be, what is it that we're going to do to make sure that our clients are very satisfied? If you are not going to be successful, you are not going to do your work if your client is not satisfied. So that's what we'll be also attending to at this conference.
And lastly, the police minister yesterday, again emphasizing about the recruitment strategy that the SAPS is using, saying, but the police force can no longer afford to recruit people who actually come to join SAPS rather when they have no other options, when they're desperate, because that's where the problem lies. You find yourself recruiting people who do not have credibility and who have no interest to serve. They're there to push their own interests. How are you going to address how you recruit your members?
There's a strategy that we normally utilize, the recruitment strategy and retention. It talks to that question. What type of person that you bring in? The screening processes at the entry level is very key, so that we see those that are unwanted and not wanted within the South African Police Service. But each and every kind of a process has got its own gaps, challenges as well, and that's what we're dealing with. In our introspection exercises, that's what we're looking at as well. But I assure the nation that the screening processes, together with the community, intelligence also, inside there will assist us, because we normally do the countering measures to check as to is this person the correct person or not. So these are some of the things that we are implementing, and then our plan is being reviewed on a yearly basis.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, and good luck with your 3-day conference that will be taking place here at Erasmus. Of course, they're in conversation with the Acting Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Jacob Zomani, who just unpacked the strategy of the SAPS on how they're planning to, of course, successfully turn around the image of the police and make sure that they fight crime effectively, but also protect their members. As you've heard yesterday, of course, number of police killings in the country has been reduced substantially. This year it stands at 29 police officers who were gunned down in the line of duty. Now this, of course, gathering is focusing on one of those aspects, better measures to protect the police officers, but also to give a credible service to South Africans with integrity. Of course, we'll bring you more updates in terms of what unfolds at this gathering. For now, it's back to you in studio.
Thank you so much there to Patricia Fissachi, who is at the Crime Detection Conference. And as you know, this month is the Police Safety Month. So throughout the month, we'll be looking out for other events relating to SAPS. Let's take a break for now.